We see a future where you are at the center of your gaming experience.
Watch how we do this. No, you can't stop it.
This is the most immersive console experience ever.
Watch how we do this. No, you can't stop it.
We embarked on a quest to find creative teams that have the mastery of our art form.
Game Pass members can play over 100 titles.
Every Xbox Game Studios title will premiere in Game Pass day one.
We are giving gamers the option to connect across devices and across platforms in a way that we never were able to before.
This is about giving you more choices, giving you more ways to play.
The games you want, on the devices you want, with the people you want. Gamers are really at the heart of everything we do in Xbox. We are building this for you.
It's the moment we've all been waiting for.
What this console launch means to me is that I'm going to be able to enjoy these incredible games the way they were meant to be enjoyed.
It feels like everything's been coming full circle after nearly 20 years of incredible gaming memories on Xbox.
This launch moment is a culmination of 5 years of innovation in the accessibility space for me.
This generation of consoles is by far the best that I've ever seen, and it's completely out of this world.
I think it's really, really, really cool.
This generation is about giving you the tools to be what you want to be.
Being able to play games at 120 FPS is going to be awesome.
It gives the opportunity to create excitement in so many different ways to capture the sense of community and togetherness of gamers around the world.
Every single time that I have seen that next system come out or that next great game with awesome graphics, it reminds me of where we've come from.
For me, this launch moment means that more people than ever will be able to jump into the next generation of Xbox.
I know that I'm going to be making even more memories with even more friends, and I cannot be more excited.
Whatever your preference, whatever your choice, get out there, go play.
All right, here we go. Hello and welcome to the Xbox Launch Celebration live stream. My name's Larry here of Xbox Live's Major Nelson. I will be your host today, along with Kate, Malik, Kat, Jeff, Tifa, and many other Team Xbox members from around the world. We will also be joined by hundreds of our Xbox FanFest fans. See them up there? We are coming to you live from Studio D on the Microsoft campus here in Redmond, Washington, right outside Seattle. Now, this building that so many members of Team Xbox and ordinarily work in but today the circumstances are a little bit different, so they're not coming in and out. But there have been many great memories, ideas, and games that have come from this very location. And since we all can't be together in person this year, we thought it would be fitting to bring you the stream right here from the center of the action in the atrium.
Fitting indeed, Larry. Now today, it's not about big news and reveals, it's about playing games. And that's what we're going to be doing all day on this stream. Plus, we've got a few surprises and fun, different aspects you're not going to want to miss. So we hope you're also playing games at home today with us as well, because we'll be playing right alongside you. So whether you're watching us on your primary screen, a second screen, your mobile device, we're just thankful and grateful you're joining us here today.
I'll tell you what I'm grateful for, Kate.
Yeah.
This is my third console launch. I was around when we launched the Xbox 360, the Xbox One. Last year, we unveiled the Xbox Series X, the world's most powerful console. This year, we introduced the smallest next-generation console, the Xbox Series S. And today, people around the world are finally experiencing the future of gaming for themselves. All right. Right? I agree. Now, for the next 5+ hours, we'll be on the stream celebrating the launch of next generation of gaming with developers, publishers, celebrities, and of course, fans. We've got a great stream plan playing Watch Dogs Legions, Forza Horizon 4, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Destiny 2, Tetris Effect Connected, and more.
So let's jump in with a new next-gen title from Xbox Game Studios that gives you a top-down perspective and, of course, the opportunity to save every human on the planet. This is Gears Tactics.
Just like we planned it. Good work, Jack. Join the party. Well, if you insist. Summon the beast. Holy shit. We're done here.
I'm so excited to be here today. PC gamers have been playing this critically acclaimed game since earlier this year. But if you prefer console and haven't had a chance to play it yet, today is your lucky day as it launches on all Xbox consoles.
And you are lucky because this is a great, great game. But what I think you might want to know, how does a turn-based strategy game made from the ground up on PC make that move from mouse and keyboard to, I will take apart the set here, to the Xbox controller? And here to tell us more, joining us live from Vancouver up in Canada, Tyler Beelman, the publishing design director up at the Coalition. Happy launch day, Tyler.
Thanks, Jeff. I'm super excited, thrilled to be here kicking off the show with you guys. And I'm so excited that everyone will get to play Gears Tactics on their consoles today.
They don't know what is coming for them because it is an excellent, excellent game. But let's say you're new to the world of strategy. Gears has always been a third-person cover shooter. How did you decide to make a turn-based strategy game in the world of Gears?
Yeah, I mean, it was a process of prototyping and proving things out, and making sure that we could take what was really essential about Gears-style combat and translating that to a different camera and a different perspective, but all the while bringing what makes Gears great to it. So we've got big boss fights, we've got incredibly satisfying combat encounters, and we've got a really amazing story to go with it. So we're really happy and proud of how Gears Tactics plays on the console.
And it's widely known that I'm a huge Gears fan. Gears Tactics doesn't really take place during the same time period as the other games, right, Tyler?
That's right. It actually takes place about 12 years before the events of the first Gears of War game. So about right around Emergence Day, well before the events of Marcus Phoenix and Gears 1. And the game revolves around a sort of reluctant hero named Gabe Diaz. And if that last name sounds familiar, this is Kate Diaz's father, Kate Diaz being the main character in Gears 5. So we get to explore his journey. He's a tactical commander who's had some bad experiences with the COG. And sort of when we meet him, he is working in the motor pool in sort of self-imposed exile. But he's brought back into the fold to fight an incredibly dangerous locust scientist named Ukon, a geneticist. And Ukon, in Gears' backstory, is the monster that makes the monsters. If you've seen those big Brumacs and Corpsers, those are Ukon's pets. And so our heroes need to go on this journey to try to stop Ukon from creating even more devastating enemies that will take down the planet Sarah.
All right, Tyler, we didn't come here to talk. We came here to play and also to talk while we're playing. So
yeah,
why don't we fire up the game? You're playing live here on Xbox Series X, right? There's the controller.
Yeah,
so why don't we take this footage? Yeah, so let's load it up and let's see what we're doing. Where are we in the game here? Well, Act 2, Chapter 7.
we've got this loaded in about 2/3 of the way through the game. So we've got lots of cool skills and abilities, which we'll talk about. And I've got a 4-person squad here, but the squad now, as of today, also includes Jack, the sort of signature Gears robot companion. But as we move through the objectives here, and I'll show you some of the basics and kind of get people who are not familiar with tactics on PC. I'll give you kind of the basics and why it's a special game. The first thing that I want to point out is that even though it is a turn-based tactics game, the game does not take place on a forced grid. You are free to move wherever you want in the game, in the map. You can create any sort of firing lanes or trap areas that you want to. You're not constrained by that. The second thing that I would point out, and kind of what makes tactics special, is in a lot of turn-based tactics games, you're very limited to one move action and one shoot action. In our game, we have 3 action points. You can divide those between your movements. So this would be a 1-action movement here, a 2-action movement, and then a 3-action movement. Or you can fire your primary weapon or your secondary weapon 3 times, or you can use these skills. So you'll see the skill bar down at the bottom. These are all the cool skills that I've leveled up or figured out how to get through my equipment loadout. This is my scout, Michaela. I'm going to look around a little bit actually and get some scope out the battlefield. So this is an equipment case over here, and I can see a bit of the objective, but I can't see into the fog here. So we're going to move our scout up. Scouts are really good at penetrating, getting in close, and using their shotgun to finish units off.
It's a Nasher, man. It's a Nasher.
Yeah, what are you going to do, right? You're going to bounce through there, and you're going to take them out with one shot. So one other thing I'll notice, this is not something that we teach in the game. It's kind of a pro tip, is you do have this limitation, this radius of 1 action of movement. But because, we're a Gears game and we want you to be flowing into the cover, we'll give you a little extra movement. That movement up to that cover would normally cost you 2. But because you're snapping into that cover, it's going to cost you 1. So when you're playing, you want to always be looking for those little advantages that will help you conserve action. So we'll move our scout, Marcella, up here, and she has managed to reveal, wow, a ton of enemies. We've got our sort of hammer burst drones here. Those are sort of the normal soldier command units. And then there's a Cantus here, and I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit and show you the Cantus. And the Cantus is kind of a healer class, and it has this opportunity attack, so I can't get in super close or else it will knock me back. And that zoom, actually, while I'm talking about it, this zoom is something we put in on the controller. It's on the right trigger, and that's sort of something we put in just for console users because we know you're going to be playing a little further back. So we give you the opportunity to get in, and that's really important if you're really trying to position really carefully to make sure you've got the right firing lines.
Tyler,
that zoom is also adjustable in the settings. Yeah,
just to jump in there, the team has done a lot of work to adapt a genre that's usually played with on PC with a mouse and a keyboard for it to work with the Xbox and with the Xbox controller. Can you talk a little more about what work went into that?
Absolutely. We basically threw out the controls altogether on the controller when we started the console work about 10 months ago. And we really wanted to make sure that it felt as native as possible. So for example, this bayonet charge that I've just selected is a skill on that bar that my Vanguard Sid has. And instead of making you sort of hunt and try to find the right location for it, we just snap the cursor to it. And so you can cycle through, even though these are not viable targets, you'll kind of end up on the right one. That kind of background work, just to make it super smooth, are the kinds of things we did. Another thing we did is on the right trigger, I mentioned the zoom, but on the left trigger, we actually slow down the cursor movement a bit. And so you can actually get a little bit more precision on where you're moving the unit to. And so those kinds of, and there's a ton of these in the background. We overhauled completely the front end where you do all the customization screens to make sure it works really perfectly with the controller.
Tyler, let's see some action here, because the thing that I want to talk about, is the fact that you wouldn't necessarily think like from a remove that Gears, which is known for its quick action and you shoot first or you're probably dead, at least in multiplayer, would fit with like a patient thinking man's game. I do love the Retro Lancer, and I love that that's in here. You've done an amazing job of capturing the feel of Gears in a game that is a completely different genre. So I'd love to just, we're seeing it, but I would love to hear a little bit more about the steps you took to bring in things that are classic Gears, like a Lancer, directly into a Theron Guard or something like that you've done that make this game feel Gears and yet completely new.
Yeah, I mean, it was really important to us that we make a game that feels like Gears, and part of that is making sure that we are rewarding aggression. In a lot of turn-based tactics games, you have a strategy of sitting back. Yeah, I'm just trying to, I'm going to try to place it just right to maximize the damage with the grenade. This is Gears, right? So you have to push past that cover and take out those enemies. So what starts out as a very intimidating looking front of enemies, through the depth of the tools that you have and the things you can do, and sometimes just a blunt force object like a grenade, we really wanted to emulate what makes the Gears combat so special, and that has to do with creating flanks, pushing through fronts, and one of the mechanics that we hit upon, in about the middle of development, but it became something we doubled down on, is the execution mechanic. And I don't think I have enough actions here to show it in its sort of full potential. But if you can down a unit, actually, I'm going to use Jack here to try to protect.
Now, Jack
Sid.
is entirely new because I played this game. I beat the whole game on PC and I loved it. And for someone like me who's like, okay, do I need to play this again? You've actually added a ton of new content that makes me want to go back to the game, whether I do that on Xbox Series X or S, or if I want to do that on Windows 10 PC. There's a ton of new content in terms of enemies, weapons, and of course Jack. So I would love to hear about the new stuff.
Yeah, so Jack is entirely new. He has his own unique skill tree that's unlike any of the other classes in the game. He goes on every mission with you. So you don't have to trade off your sort of offensive capability of your units for the kind of cool tricks that Jack can do. Jack comes standard with a buff called Wingman that lets you improve the accuracy and damage of the other squads. You can cloak Jack. Jack doesn't use cover, so it's important to make sure that Jack is protected. And we added a whole new area of effect element to the game. So he has these capsules, and these capsules create areas of effect that will debuff enemies or buff your unit. So in this case, I aggressively moved Sid up into this position. So I'm going to try to protect him by using a shock capsule, which should debilitate these enemies and not allow them to move or shoot, kind of protecting him. So he's going to fire off his capsule, and now, because those units are shocked, Sid can maintain that forward position, but he doesn't have to worry about those two units.
Now, one of the hardest part of the game is always choosing what characters you want to use. You start to fall in love with different ones. Do I want to have, more than one sniper at the expense of giving up a scout or something like that? But you don't have to make that choice with Jack, do you?
No, absolutely not. And in fact, I mean, Jack's skill trees, I mean, those are still difficult choices because he has all of these cool toys that you want to use. So, he brings a lot of different options to the battlefield. I'll just move up a bit here.
He doesn't take up a slot, does he?
No, he doesn't. He goes on every mission with you, every side mission, every story mission. It was really important that we really embrace the player here, and we want to give the player a ton of different tools. We're going to put you in really challenging situations. We're going to throw tons of enemies at you, but the depth and your cleverness will always, in a lot of cases, not always, should help you get out of it. And that was something that we felt like was important as we developed the game on the PC, and then in translating it to console, making sure it still has that feel. I've found myself in a bad position.
And to overcome all these enemies, could you walk us through how do you go about squad building and trying to find the best characters for each one of the challenges that you have on Gears Tactics?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I can leave the mission and show you kind of where you do all the customization. and it'll just take a second for it to reload back into the convoy. We have 5 different classes in the game: heavy, sniper, support, scout, and vanguard. Each of them has a signature Gears weapon. So they have, in the case of the support character, they have the signature Lancer. You can see here Gabe, our hero, who's carrying the Lancer. One of the things people told us very early on when we were developing is how much they loved the skills. If you're an RPG fan and you're looking for sort of a deep experience in that way, we've got an incredible depth of skills. So each of your support classes can be built entirely differently. You can see all the skills that I've got unlocked on Gabe here on the right side. In addition, every weapon has weapon mod slots, so you can customize the stock, the magazine, the scope, the barrel, and so there's a lot of different options for you there, and you collect these weapon mods through the progression of the game and by those equipment cases in the level. And that really allows you to build out these ultimate builds the way you want. The same thing goes with the armor. Ooh, there's an epic destroyer vest here. That's pretty cool. You should probably have that equipped on. And
some of the gold tier accessories can really be game changers. I mean, like radically, even affect like how many turns you get, and it's worth it to go out of the way for those chests, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky, but one of the things Jack can do, actually, again, kind of a pro tip, is Jack can go retrieve those chests for you. So again, you're not trading your offensive power for that, which is pretty cool. When you go to your
gamer tags mission, out there, I think that's how you know we're doing this live. Is here it comes.
Absolutely. So this is the mission screen here, where we have that mission we were just on. You go in here, you choose who you want to take on the mission from your roster. There's Cole making a special appearance in his Thrashball armor. Look at that.
Cole is awesome, by the way. We'll talk more about later on how to unlock him, and it's very easy to do, and you're going to want him.
Yeah, it's really cool that he comes with a unique set of armor that gives you a little boost in the early game by having it.
This is great. Let's can we talk about? You've talked a lot about all the things that are added. You're getting new armor. You're getting a new character in Jack, who was essentially a fifth wheel in a good way, if that was a thing. And so it was like, wow, this game must be getting easier, but there's another side of that coin, isn't there?
Yeah, we knew we couldn't give you more tools without giving you more obstacles. And so we brought in a class of enemies called the Deviants. The Deviants are sort of Ukon's rejects. They're a little overpowered, a little unruly. So there are 5 new Deviant enemies, and those Deviants have unique skills that kind of allow them to function as a captain for the encounters that are in the that you go through. So, for example, the Deviant Wretch has a pack effect that will make all the wretches around him harder to kill. Those wretches, if they push through your front and get to you and attack you, they will push you out of cover, which then allows hammerburstones to shoot you. So every time a deviant is on the field, you have to be very careful, and you have to approach the encounter in a different way. And so we've sort of sprinkled those throughout the campaign. So again, even if you've played a single act on PC or played through the whole game, it's a very different experience when you get to the console. And then the last thing I'll throw in that we added is a new tier of loot. We've added an equipment tier called Supreme. So when you're going into these weapon mods, there's a high level of red Supreme equipment. I don't think I have any, actually, because this is too early in the game. But those have a synergy to them. So for example, if you have all of the different weapon mods of Supreme for the sniper rifle, it turns it into a crit machine, and that can just keep critting over and over again. And that's exactly what you want to take down those high-powered enemies that might be a little bit further back, like the Cantus, that are trying to buff up the enemy team.
Tyler, if you had to put it out there, what's your favorite squad and what's your favorite formation on Gears Tactics? What would that be?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of the Scout and Vanguard classes because they do what Gears does really well. It allows you to push through, find a flanking route, and deliver a high amount of offense without the enemy having the benefit of cover. So I tend to lean into Scouts. They also have a cloak ability, which allows them to push through. And then the Vanguard's kind of interesting. We have a lot of different more traditional classes like the heavy or the sniper, but the Vanguard is sort of unique in that the Vanguard has a straight ahead sort of attitude. So whereas the Scout, you might want to cloak or flank around, what you want to do with the Vanguard is push forward and sort of move through the fronts that way.
We're taking a look here at Gabe Diaz, and you mentioned earlier that Gabe is Kate's mom, and you're going to learn
Kate's
a little
dad,
bit. I mean, Kate's dad, yes. And you're going to learn a little bit more about her lineage going in. But something I just want to call out, I love strategy RPGs. I played XCOM, Mutant Year Zero, Phoenix Point, Mario Rabbids. If it has the word tactics in it, I will play that game. Very few of those games have a really good story, and you've put a ton of work into the story. There was even like one point later in the game where I was like I couldn't believe it. So talk about like the story and the world building that goes into this. This is not just like map, and on forever.
Yeah, I mean, the game takes place in Vasgar, partially, which is a region of Sarah that you discover in Gears 5, except this is many years earlier. And so you can recognize some of the architecture and some of the things if you're a deep Gears fan. And it was really, it was an experiment for us that whether or not we could create a tactics game, which usually has a sort of point of view that's a little more omniscient and a little less personal. And can we do that, create a story around a main character that you grow to care about, surround that character with supporting characters like Sid and Michaela that bring the Gabe story to life. It has the sort of AAA cinematic quality that you're used to, which of course looks amazing on the new hardware. And that was, for us, part of Gears are big boss fights, and we've got those. It's that sort of character-focused story. We've got that. It's incredibly relevant to the lore. So in addition to the basic combat and intensity, we made sure that we brought in that really high-quality story that makes it feel like Gears.
And Tyler, I heard you have added a lot of new stuff to the game on the PC too, and you've talked about it for a little bit here too. Is there anything else in the game that you want to talk about and show us?
Yeah, I mean, there's new achievements. So for those achievement hunters out there, we've added, I think it's 400 gamer score worth of new achievements. So there's plenty of stuff there for you to hunt down. And of course, just a note, you can play anywhere. So if you've started your games on PC and you come over to console either through Game Pass or buying the game, you could pick right up where you left off and continue your saves, which was very important to our technical director, Cam. Like that was the one thing you had to make sure worked. So it's really great whether you've played it or not, whether you are a longtime tactics player or a Gears player or even someone kind of from an RPG background. We believe there's something for everyone with tactics.
For sure. Thank you, Tyler, so much for being here today with us and for showing Gears Tactics to everyone at home.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Happy launch day.
So that is Gears Tactics, which everyone can play now on PC, Xbox One, and starting today, Xbox Series X and S. And of course, it's on Xbox Game Pass.
I think Tyler's got a lot of mail to sort through now and a lot of private messages. So if you play the game by December 4th, you're going to get the Thrashball Cole character pack. We saw a little bit of that and what that includes. Let me tell you, it's voiced by Lester Spade. He's got his famous catchphrases and woo, and like all the things you love about Coltrane is into this game as well. So you're going to want to get that. Plus, all you got to do is complete the tutorial and you get the Armored Gabe character skin to use in Gears 5 multiplayer. So it all connects together. So while we can't be together for this in-person celebration, and we love having you up here, but we do miss seeing you, we can still celebrate. So we're bringing our fans together virtually through an Xbox Fan Mosaic. So if you want to participate, go to fanmosaic.com/Xbox Fan Mosaic. There's dashes in there. We're going to put that up down there for you. And you can share your gaming selfie, and we'll watch the Mosaic come together during the stream. The whole world is playing Xbox today, and that goes for Team Xbox too. We're playing, as soon as we get off camera, we're going back there, we're going to be playing Gears Tactics. So throughout the stream, we're going to be checking in on all of our friends here at Team Xbox to see how it's going.
All right, guys, we're going to be recording some Squadrons gameplay for the fine folks at Xbox. So we're just chilling today, going to get a few games in. You guys want to warm up with a dogfight, and then we'll dive into fleet battles?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's knock off that space
Voice
dust.
narration.
Pick out those Wookiee hairs. Get on it.
Ion cannon away. The first ion missile is away.
I can't get away from
peaceful.
launch.
Hey, wing on me. He's 25 health. If anyone can make some magic happen. Oh, it's not gonna matter because we go down. Game's a
It's a who. Punch it, Chewie.
That's some big hits coming in the butt.
No.
Oh, they got me, dude. That bomber is doing such a good job. Coming around to make a bombing run. Oh, come on, baby. Dang. Oh man, this has been an interesting day of squadrons. Not our best, not our worst, but absolutely super fun. This game runs and feels great on the Series X. For folks lucky enough to be playing on the Series X this week, we hope you enjoy launch day. We hope you enjoy launch week, and excited to see what different games you're going to be playing. But there's so many good games coming out this week. You got Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Destiny's new DLC, Call of Duty hits at the end of the week. I mean, my goodness, there's just too much to play.
Are you a huge fan of Xbox? Want to spend time with that community, unlock special access to exclusive experiences, sweepstakes, Xbox gear, and more? Well, I've got good news for you. Xbox Fan Fest has gone digital. Join for free today, and in addition to all the other benefits, you'll also get access to today's drop of exclusive merch into the Xbox Fan Fest gear shop. And you can also opt in to our Xbox Launch Celebration Fan Fest sweepstakes for a chance to win an Xbox Series X, Series S, and that awesome custom Xbox Series X fridge. Now, the winners will be drawn at 3 p.m. Pacific time today and announced before the end of this live stream. So if you're 18 or over and want to join, sign up now at xbox.com/fanfest. Now, if all of that doesn't impress you, let's see if this does.
Hey guys, DJ here. So I got some really cool and exciting news to share with you guys. So 20 years ago, I teamed up with my buddy Bill Gates, and we launched the very first Xbox console to the world. And since then, over the years, I've had the real privilege of working very closely with Xbox to deliver Xbox consoles and Xbox games to kids all across the country in America and all over the world. Kids who are in need, kids who are fighting the good fight, kids who are hospitalized getting treatment, and we have delivered these smiles, if you will, over the years. So the exciting announcement is I'm teaming up with Xbox once again. We are getting ready to launch to the world, of course, the brand new Xbox Series X. But before the world gets it, I have an opportunity to team up with Xbox and deliver some of the very first Xbox Series X consoles to kids all across the country in 20 hospitals. And we are teaming up with a charitable organization called Gamers Outreach. Now, Gamers Outreach is this awesome organization that provides video games and software to help kids cope with their stays in hospitals as they're getting their treatment and fighting the good fight. This is a look at the very first special edition rock outfitted Xbox Series X console. So we are outfitting these hospitals across the country with the Rock Go-Kart specials. That will obviously include this Xbox Series X. Holding this controller really brings back memories, because me, as being an avid gamer, I mean, I just remember the nights when I would stay up all night long and I would just get my ass kicked playing games. What is important is over the next year, we have over 50,000 kids who are going to be able to play this game. And I want to thank Gamers Outreach. I want to thank my good friends at Xbox and Microsoft. And thank you, Bill Gates, for letting me come on your journey 20 years ago. And most importantly, to all the kids out there who are in the hospital, who are getting their treatments in the United States and all around the world, I send you love, I send you strength, I send you mana. Stay strong, and have a great holiday season, and enjoy your new Xbox.
Man, I'm so excited about this new system dropping.
I've actually booked 2 weeks off work, specifically for this.
I'm already planning on giving my old Xbox to my mother.
Non vedo l'ora di poter toccare con mano la nuova generazione di console.
I'm going to go pick it up curbside, bring it home, hook it up, get everything going, and then I'm going to press the go live button and enjoy it with my community.
And I'm planning to play a lot of new games with the Xbox Game Pass.
The following week, I'll be playing Master Chief Collection, the original Halo Combat Evolved,
in 4K, 120 frames per second, thanks to the new upgrades for Series X.
It's been really great having those games pretty much our entire lives now. So I would have to say we are super excited about this new Xbox launch, and especially for Halo Infinite when that comes out.
Nothing really feels better than coming home and hopping online to play with the boys and get a few matches done.
Super pumped for the next console launch. Let's go.
I cannot wait to see what the 4th generation of Xbox gaming brings, because right now it just looks incredible.
Hey everyone, it's Phil Spencer. Thanks to all our fans and players around the world for joining us today. You're the heart of our vision for the future of gaming, and this launch celebration is all about you. We're thrilled to see so many of you around the world playing games that you love, the way you want to play them, with the people you want to play with, on the devices you want to play on. So to everyone who has an Xbox in their home, and all of those who have their heart set on getting one down the road, and everyone that loves video games and what they bring to you, thank you. So let's do what we came here to do and play some games. First, here's a look at a game I play a ton of, a trailer for Destiny 2 Beyond Light.
The light and dark ready themselves for a new phase. So must we.
The day we've been dreading has finally arrived. The darkness is here. We are deploying Guardians to all corners of the system to find answers.
I'm picking up a distress signal. Someone's in trouble.
My friends, we are all in great danger.
The Vanguard only recognizes the light. Someone has to do the same for the dark. Stasis is just a tool. We must use it for good.
This power is a gift. One I will share with all of you. One by one, we will rise again.
Only one truth: death.
You are not special. The darkness is mine!
Go beyond the light on the all-new Xbox.
Hey, as I said, big fan of Destiny 2, and the trailer looks awesome. Beyond Light, it's an important moment for Destiny. New raids, stasis powers, and a lot more. I can't wait to play with everyone on Game Pass. I'll probably be on tonight. Game looks and plays great on Series X and Series S, and it will look even better when the next-gen update launches in December. My good friend, Pete Parsons, CEO of Bungie, is here to play the game with me on Xbox Series X, both of which launch today. Woo. Hey, Pete.
Good to see you, Phil.
Good to see you. It's we get to play. They put controllers in our hands, and they completely lose us. I'm already getting ready to play. But
they almost think that we're good at this.
Well, you better Sherpa me through this, because I've never played Beyond Light. This will be my first time. I'm excited. But I know you play a ton, and you play a lot with the community. Like, when you think about all that Bungie's done to get to this point and launch Beyond Light, like what's really hitting you right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what's so exciting for us, which is, we're players of Destiny, as are you.
Yeah.
And the community has become a really important part of everything who we are. It gives us feedback. It feeds us. We continue to be a part of that community, and we also have this ongoing dialogue with the community. And so we're super excited about where you're headed with this new launch, because not only is the hardware fantastic, but the continued focus on building, growing community, the social aspects of it for us are fantastic. It's great.
Thanks. And I think the partnership that we have around Game Pass right now in the game has been fantastic to see. And really, when I think about Bungie and Xbox and our history through Xbox Live and so many of the things that we've done together, it just seems natural that we working together to bring Beyond Light and the new generation of consoles with great updates. 2020 has been a challenging year when you think about all that you've had to do at the studio to get Beyond Light done. Any unique challenges?
Yeah, I mean, well, one is we have a long history together, and that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. And Game Pass has been really great for us to engage in. And we moved the entire studio out in March.
Wow.
Which is a long time. And so Beyond Light, we're really proud of the work. I'm incredibly proud of the work the team has done for Beyond Light. But it is largely a product of everyone being at home. And so when I look at, not only I'm completely inspired by the work of the team to make it, but also of our operations, IT, security team allowing us or giving us the ability to be able to move out and be productive. That said, working from home poses its own challenges. So this has been, it's been a long road, and yet, I think the work speaks for itself.
That's awesome. And to be launching a console today and having Beyond Light come out at the same time seems like, a special moment for Bungie.
It's very exciting for us. And as you know, it's a long history. We have a long history of partnering with Xbox with launches. And it's kind of fun to see that come, back around. It's been many, many years since we started on this journey together.
Okay. Well, we're going to start playing. I think we're on an Xbox Series X here. Again, I have no idea. Oh, there you are. I have no idea what are we looking at here? Why don't you explain a little bit where we are?
At its heart, the pyramid ships have come back into the system with the Seasons of Arrival, and now we're going to have to deal with that in both the new locations that we have, so Jupiter and Europa, as well as new powers where we ultimately decide to wield the darkness with stasis. And so that's what we're going to do.
And just so I'm clear, you did take my light level, right? Let me see it.
Don't.
Oh, okay. More grinding to do. Let's go.
All right.
Your old pal Drifter was.
Do you know where we go?
It's time to ditch the light, good, dark, bad dogma.
Oh, you're talking to that
Folks
guy.
are finally starting to see it.
Yeah, so we're going to talk with the Drifter.
Okay.
And then we'll head on.
Just let me have this one, Three Eyes.
You ready?
All right?
I think
Just
so.
once.
I'm ready. Oh, do I need to talk to him too? Okay, sorry.
So if you remember, we have characters coming back from Destiny 1, the Stranger.
There we go, sorry.
I know. I owe you an
We will get
explanation
through this.
for all this.
We will. I hope.
I am
asked Guardians
the
to
biggest
destroy the
consumer of Destiny
To
lore.
prevent
It's actually
darkness's arrival.
not true.
Yeah.
The Grimoire.
Actually, one of the
Success
things
may
that I
have been
love
achieved,
is that the team
but
has
I
done
now
such a
know
good
that
job
day
of
comes
building
knocking
lore
sooner or
over the
later.
years that
The floodgates
not
are
only do we
open.
have
The darkness is here.
members of our community who are
I wield
focused
it
on
now
just
with
lore,
intent to stop our enemies
but we
where
even
the
have
light cannot.
achievements that are lore
Your
based. And so
resilience within the
You
pyramid
do.
proves you're
I'm just kind of
capable
put
wielding
the
it too.
crosshair on the enemy and pull the trigger.
Before us lies what we
That's my
call a
Destiny play,
ziggurat.
and I love it.
Its
And the
purpose
grind.
is temptation. To begin your training, you must give in.
Okay.
Here,
Ah,
take this.
that looks familiar.
all right.
Okay, I'm following. Oh, you're already going.
All right, so we're on the surface of Europa.
Okay. No enemies yet.
Nope.
Can I hit you with a grenade?
You can.
Okay.
Absolutely. And so we're going to try to uncover the secrets here. So I heard you
I
do
understand why you're going along with the strangers.
some of your team meetings on Inside Destiny. Is that true?
Telling us everything.
I will, any excuse, do I want this?
Yeah.
Okay. Any excuse I have to play video games, I'll do it. I've done in Destiny, Minecraft Dungeons. You kind of have to temper the one-on-one based on the kind of player skill of who you're meeting with.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one's
The longer
locked.
we're here, the more nervous I get.
That one's locked.
Not that I think you can't handle
That
it.
one's locked.
I know you can.
They're locked for you. Oh, we have a
I just
waypoint. Here we
wish
go.
had a
It's over
better
there.
idea of what that might be.
All right.
We're definitely.
Oh, look, it's
in
Destiny, so we're going to go to one area, then we're going to go back. and
Oh,
we're gonna go back.
stop.
Look, sorry. Anybody who's looked at my hours played on this can. Oh. Okay.
All right.
So we're on Europa right now.
We are. So there's Jupiter in the distance.
Looks good. So this right now is running 60 frames per second.
Yeah, 60 frames a second. But what do you want
What's
to say?
Crucible running at?
Do you want to say the fun thing about
Well, you
Crucible?
guys did the work. You should say it.
Well, no, you get the. Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
I'm not a huge Crucible player. I'm very good at getting shot in Crucible, but I do know playing Crucible at 120 would be amazing.
And
so
we are announcing today, right now, Crucible at 120 frames a
nice.
second.
Thank you for that. So good.
Yeah,
So good.
super exciting. I can't wait to play. I was actually talking with a friend of mine. Actually, she was on earlier, Katarina. I'm looking forward. We're both looking forward to playing this evening.
I think I can get shot twice as fast at 120 frames per second.
I think you probably can. I think last time we were rolling strikes, right?
Yeah, we were. That was fun. We had a good time. I still have that banner that I got for doing that. People ask me all the time, hey, how'd you get that banner? It's a secret.
Oh, people.
Oh, there's people in.
All right.
So launch day at Bungie. What's going on back at the studio right now?
Well, the studio, it's such an interesting time at the studio because the studio is largely empty.
Yeah.
And we have our online teams. They're standing by as we look for the traffic that's coming in.
Because you've launched on all platforms today.
Launched on all platforms today. So it's a super exciting time for the studio. Once again, we've been managing seasons for the last 7 or 8 months, but this is our biggest content drop in a very, very long time. And so for the team to be able to have this experience is pretty incredible.
I'm not used to looking at this gamer tag for you. You've recently changed your gamer tag, I understand.
Okay. Yeah, you helped me out on that. So everyone, my gamer tag for 20 years has been Mango.
Mango.
And a good friend of mine, April McKee, 20 years ago, asked me what I wanted for a gamer tag. And I said, P squared, P2. And as a backup, it was Mango.
Yeah.
And I was told that I needed to go with Mango because they couldn't do a 2-character gamer tag. Turns out
there's a way to make that work.
Turns out there's a way to make it work. Phil Spencer did with P3. And
I think they weren't telling you the truth because I've been P3 since the original. Oh, and look at this. Graviton Lance. Graviton Lance works well in P2.
Anyway, Phil. So
they changed my. So I now have the new stasis.
Yep.
So talk to me about this.
Yeah. So stasis essentially is wielding the darkness. It largely has to do with elements of freezing or binding your enemies.
So that's...
Or blocking them off in walls like I just did with my grenade. Or dying like you would do.
No, I'm not dead, don't.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
Do not. My excuse is they have me sitting like 20 feet from my screen. But I'm not dead yet.
It is a long way away from the screen. Anyway, Phil, so you and between you and April, after 20 years, reconstituted my original request for P squared. And so now...
Is that what we're going with? We're not calling it P2.
It's not P2, you're P3. And I'm not going to take that away from you.
So we're going with...
Because P squared or P2 is obviously a better number.
Yeah, it's less than. So that's the one way of putting it.
And I really appreciate it, actually. Uh-oh. Oh, what happened here? Oh my gosh. Did you die?
Oh, no, I heard you're going to nerf me.
Then I died. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right. This is called two middle-aged guys playing video games.
No, now it's not. Now it's called... Oh, it's a pound. Okay. Oh, it freezes them and kills them. Okay.
Yeah. Did you pop a super yet?
Yeah, right now.
I can't see anything.
Do I still have the headbutt is still in? Nice. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go get that.
I died.
I know. I'm gonna help you.
I blame you though.
Wait a minute. Let me first let me mope. It makes me sad.
No.
I'm gonna get shot.
Okay.
Now you can mope on me. That was my bad. I'm not gonna let you.
No. This is no.
This is first encounter. Okay, let's actually start. A lot of gold bars here.
Oh man. I'm not selling this.
That's okay. Bad. It's my first time playing it, so. Now we're on. What is the...
Okay.
Oh wow, that keeps right back.
Well, we're also...
Are we under level?
There's just a bunch of scary exclamation marks around all of the combatants.
We're just gonna slow down, take our time. We have like 15 minutes.
That's what we're gonna do.
Turtle.
We're gonna hide for 15 minutes.
Okay, here they seem to be powering up our stages a lot. So let's do this. If I freeze them, can you at least shoot them? I'm the one wreaking havoc on all these.
Hey, in all seriousness, the launch of this is the launch of the new console is really exciting for us.
Thanks.
Not just in terms of new consoles are awesome, but I think I said it before and I'll say it again. The push that Xbox is making towards social. One of the things we've talked about with Destiny going all the way back to 2009, Phil, was we wanted Destiny wherever you are and wherever your mood, and so and to become that social experience that people want, that third place where ultimately you have these great casual encounters, but you also have these intense encounters as well. And I think we've been able to do that, but I think Xbox has been able to pull that off with continuing to build on social, but also continue to build on Game Pass. So we have more people are able to engage with the Destiny universe and become a part of it and part of the community. And on top of that, just the ability to play on multiple devices is also incredibly important. I remember, how long was it ago you showed me you were playing on your phone?
Yeah, that's like 2 years ago.
Yeah, so Phil came by the studio like 2 years ago and was playing on his phone. I couldn't believe it. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
And just the idea of our ability to, oh, did you die? I'm sorry.
I've like revived you 3 times while you've been chatting, so. No, we've talked a lot about your guys' vision. I think Bungie.net was an inspiration for a lot of the things that we looked at, which was obviously created before we were garbage right now on Xbox Live, and just watching how you guys have evolved that service. And it's great to get to partner on where you want to take this, and maybe even talk to you about other things that Bungie could be working on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super proud of the team, and we continue with the building and growing the Destiny universe, and we have many, many years ahead of us to continue to build and grow Destiny, but we're also working on other things as well. And one of the fun things about working with you and the rest of the team is, I think we've tried to make a universe that will that welcomes you, like no matter where you are.
Yeah.
No matter where you're from, how you identify, like we have this inviting environment that you can come in and just have a great time.
That's awesome.
And if you just want to shoot some stuff and get an achievement from it, that's great. If you want to go and do much more intense activities like pinnacle activities like raids, or Nightfall, you can totally do that. And so we offer this great range of fun things to do that are more fun to do with or in front of your friends. And that's always a great. Okay.
Season rank, look at that.
Oh my gosh, I can't see anything I can't see what you're saying. All right.
Oh, they're moving us. They're moving
They
us.
are.
We went too slow.
Where are we going?
They're fast forwarding us.
Okay. Yeah, so it's been fun to be part of that partnership. I mean, I think we share a lot of the same common DNA. Certainly, we've had an incredibly long relationship with each other. But yeah, at its core, Destiny has to be a great game. It has to do a lot of fun things. It has to be this hopeful, inviting world. But engaging you socially and allowing you to be a part of this larger community with your friends ultimately is the most important thing that I think we can do. And it's pretty humbling when you see just the level of engagement that we have with our community and how important our community is to us. I'm laughing right now because I'm sure I'm getting lots of messages from our community because of people I play with, and I know you do too. And that's just super exciting when your favorite game is also your favorite community of people, and it's pretty rare to have that.
One of the things, there we go, I think. When we were talking about Xbox, maybe people don't know your history with us.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, I was at Microsoft a long time ago. Phil and I used to work together in games, and a few of us worked on actually the original Xbox.
Yep.
And then we also acquired Bungie.
Yep.
And that happened in May of 2000, if you can believe it. I can't believe it. We're getting old, man.
We are, yeah. I think getting doesn't need to be in there.
And so I was an early employee on the Xbox, and as were you. And we worked on the acquisition of Bungie, and then I was ultimately fortunate enough to flip over and work on the Bungie side. I've been there pretty much ever since.
How many years has it been now with you at Bungie?
Well, the entire span has been about 18 and a half years. Wow. And so, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else. I'm super inspired. I'm super inspired by the team. Even during the pandemic, Phil, every week we do this team meeting, and I get an opportunity to tell people how much I miss them. How much I want to see their faces, and talk about what we're doing, and we've just been able to assemble this collection of some of the most talented, passionate, inspirational people you've ever met, and it keeps growing. I mean, I think I was employee 44 when we started, and
there's more than that now.
There is more than that now. It's several hundred people, not only working on Destiny but working on new projects.
Yeah,
and we're an independent developer, and so we've also built out our own, publishing infrastructure, and ability to communicate with our fan base. And so that's been an exciting journey. And,
yeah, it's been awesome to see. You guys have done an amazing job.
Thank you. Yeah, really. I mean, well, I have to say the same thing about you all. But, all right, we're playing.
I am still listening to this. You. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting.
And she will show herself.
I'm going to pretend like everything's going fine. I'm just playing.
Is it not working for you?
No, it's just about to work.
Okay.
Just going to about to
work.
Oh,
look at that. Okay.
Anyway, so this is I think we're going to come up against Aramis, as we've had the new pyramid ships have come into the system. A new force has arrived that wields the darkness on Europa, and that is what we're going to tackle.
Nope.
Anyway, so going back to our long history, I mean, obviously we have a long history with Microsoft and with the Xbox. I always think about not only the launch of Halo CE as it's known now, but certainly, I think we changed the world together with Xbox Live and Halo 2, and I think we continue to do that kind of work together. Hopefully, Game Pass and then Beyond Light and the launch of the new consoles will be a continuation of our great history.
And the fact that, I mean, obviously it's not just Xbox that's launching right now. PlayStation has a big launch. You guys have a big presence there. You've grown your presence on PC. I mean, just the complexity that you guys manage now with all the different platforms, just great to see how you've connected those communities, allow me to move between PC and Xbox, which I do quite a bit, playing back and forth. I just really love how you've embraced letting people play where they want to play.
Yeah, and we have cross-generational play, which we're doing as well, and we'll continue to push on making sure that if you want to play our game, you can, and you can play with your friends no matter where you are, and no matter what device you're on. So that's the goal.
Yeah.
And we'll continue to push towards that because we think the Destiny universe is pretty special. And I'm excited because we have this really great roadmap ahead of us for the Destiny universe. Beyond Light kicks off a new trilogy inside of that universe. And then after that, you'll see new games coming from Bungie as well. And it's been fortunate that we've been able to build up the kind of talent that's able to continue to build and grow the Destiny universe as well as think about new things.
Cool. Well, I think that's about it. You've seen some more talented players than I playing through.
And I.
Really excited to get to play Beyond Light. Like I said, I'll probably be on tonight playing. Appreciate the great partnership with Bungie. It's always fun. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
And to everybody who's waiting to play this game, jump in. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be exciting times. I'll see you everybody tonight. I'll be online on Xbox.
See ya.
All right. Take care.
He's the ex-military rock star that headlines Cyberpunk 2077. And though he's been a part of the franchise since its tabletop days, what do we really know about Johnny Silverhand?
I love this town. The city of endless opportunity. Ready to get your cherry popped? Yeah, come on. City like any other. Legends are born here.
Johnny Silverhand is a rocker boy, and a rocker boy is a character class from the original 2020 pen and paper game. A rocker boy is a very charismatic individual who's able to lead and inspire others. Johnny Silverhand is one of the most famous of them from his time with the band Samurai, and also well known for his political activism. Johnny Silverhand was born in College Station, Texas. He joined the military at a young age and became part of the Second Central American War, an ill-fated American war that takes place in the late 1990s in the cyberpunk timeline. He abandoned the war, becoming disillusioned with the United States and the world at large, and signed up with a group of Aldecaldos that were traveling back to America. In a world ruled by corporations, Johnny Silverhand stands against them, Arasaka Corporation most notably. He's extremely anti-authoritarian, and in the past he's led direct action against the corporations, including starting a riot at Arasaka headquarters and later leading a band of mercenaries in a direct assault against them.
How about we go over the plan?
Johnny Silverhand is a very strong-willed individual who is a bit of a narcissist. He can also be a bit of a jackass and is really suffused with his own anger. In 2077, you may see graffiti that says, "Where's Johnny?" It's been over 50 years since Johnny was seen last, and it's assumed that he died at the end of the Fourth Corporate War and the Arasaka Tower explosion that he presumably caused. Of course, if you play the game, you'll find out for sure. I'll be interested to see what people think of Johnny Silverhand. On one hand, he's played by a supremely charismatic actor, Keanu Reeves. But on the other hand, Johnny can be quite arrogant and bellicose at the same time. So we'll see what people think. I'm very excited to join this Xbox launch celebration and be part of this fun Johnny Silverhand moment.
It's easy to see why we're a fan of Johnny Silverhand, and that's why we constructed a 20-foot replica of his hand that you can control. Here's a behind-the-scenes look on how we did it. For the past 24 hours, we've had a poll on Twitter where fans can vote with emojis to select the gesture that this 1,700-pound hand will make next. And the fans have voted for the winning gesture, and that is... All right, so like I mentioned before, you have control of this. A new poll is up on Twitter right now, so go check it out and keep voting. We'll reveal the next gesture before the end of the show.
We finally arrived at the launch of the all-new Xbox consoles. To celebrate this momentous occasion, we had a number of events kicked off around the globe. Queenstown, New Zealand, the first place in the world to launch, became Greenstown. They launched their own launch live stream and turned the town green for a day, complete with a huge Xbox Series X floating in the Wakatipu Lake with a dreamlike mapped light show. Don't believe me? See it for yourself.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time. And you would naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, fulfill all your wishes. But now let's have a surprise. Let's have a dream which isn't under control. And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
What's good?
Hey, hey.
Oh, Lord.